So we've qualified from the group stage, but we haven't yet won the group. We could do that today with a win against TNS. We've also had the draw for the qualifiers for the next Euros with Gibraltar. It looks like an easy one to me. We've only got this little team called England. Never heard of them. If they're the big boys, then what chance have they got? Hello, my name's Damien, I'm that Trucking Football Manager, and welcome back to Glasses United. We've actually got stuff to catch you up on for a change. It's December the 14th. We've played a fair bit of football. With the league... I know, right? You saw TNS. Did you see Dundee United? You did, didn't you? College, we then beat 6-1 in the first opening game of the league season. The first opening game... I think it actually was the first opening game. We took 629 out of 656 fans. Dave Woods, Ice Peru with a hat-trick, Emmanuel Williams with a brace. Man 62, we beat them 4-0 at home. 2,000 people turned up for that one. Caetano, Rickard, Ice Peru and Woods with the goals. A disappointing 2-1 defeat to Dundee United. They started better than us and we just didn't get back into the game. Then Mons Calpe was a 2-0 away win. Absolutely regulation. Nothing exciting about it at all. Stevens scored early. Rickard scored fairly late. Olympiacos away. 30,000 people, 3 away. I know it's going to Greece on a Tuesday night or Thursday night or whatever it was, but 3. If you could have told me, I could have seen my team. I mean, even Argyle, I'd go and I'd find a way of getting to Greece on a Thursday night. 3. Anyway, we beat them 4-0. We scored more goals than we had fans. Caetano, Ice Peru over brace and Green. We absolutely smashed them. Lynx at home was 4-0, Williams with a hat-trick and Korosevsky with the 4th. And that was all over by the 39th minute. Europa away was a 3-0 win. Caetano, Williams and Eaton. And finally, a very disappointing 1-0 win over the Lions, although to be fair, it has to be said we were knackered. We'd played Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday at that point, and it was starting to show. We did rotate a bit. Not massively, but a bit. We started playing for these smaller league games, and let's face it, they're all smaller league games now until we get Europa, which is today. Nixon at the back, he's homegrown. In this game, I think we had Nixon and Vincent resting some of our not homegrown Englishmen purely because we just can't fit them in the squad. We have TNS at home, which should be an easy win, and then Europa away. Yeah. Quickly before we get onto that, we did play our last couple of games of the Nations League C qualifiers. We beat Lithuania 3-1, then drew 0-0 with Slovenia, meaning that we missed promotion by a point against Slovenia. A goal against Slovenia, and it was one of those games that was so frustrating because nothing happened. We tried everything, we mixed it up, we tried attacking in different ways. There were no highlights. There was maybe 3 highlights in the entire game. We just couldn't create it. They knew they needed to hang on for a point, and they managed it, which is frustrating. But it is very promising. We picked up 10 points out of that group. Then we drew, as I say, the Euro qualifiers, and it's England, Finland, Luxembourg, and Sweden. Very northern European, isn't it? Where do we finish there? 4th, probably. Maybe 3rd. I reckon we might be able to finish above Finland. Sweden, probably not. England, definitely not. But 3rd place sometimes finds you sneaking into playoffs and things. I've never worked out when you qualify for playoff and when you don't. Other competitions, we've got top of the league, joint, 19 goals scored, 18 points in both sides. We are exactly level with Europa, so today's game could not be more important. And as I said, we've qualified out of this group, but we haven't won it yet. If we lose to TNS, who, by the way, have got a point, they drew 2 each with Olympiacos. If we lose to TNS and Dundee United beat Olympiacos, then we will finish 2nd, and that makes it a much, much harder second round. because as I remember it, first knockout round, it doesn't actually say here, but I'm pretty sure what happens. Oh no, that's it. You skip to the second knockout round if you win the group, as opposed to going for the first one. That was it. I knew there was something. I couldn't remember what it was. Why it was so beneficial. I thought it was that second places had to play Europa League knockouts, and I think they do. To be fair, I think teams that fall out of Europa League go in that first knockout round. I might be wrong. As for the Europa League, if we look at the groups there, we will see that Mighty Europa are level on points with AGF, Aarhus Gymnastic Foreigning. So with one game to play, and who is it between? Ah, wrong button. Schedule. It's Dynamo Kiev. They're probably not going to win that. But they have got a win and 2 draws out of that. So that is, again, good for the coefficient points. And if they can finish third, we're relying on Anderlecht to beat AGF. No, lose to AGF, which is probable. Then Europa will parachute into the Conference League with us. And that would be really good news. If we look at the coefficient points we've been mopping up, it's very good news. Nation Club coefficient points. We are here 34th, but we've already picked up 6 points for this season. And that's before this final game, which we hope to win, and any knockouts, anything like that. It was commented, but I was correct, that you get half a point divided by the number of teams still in competition for each win. So a couple more wins, just a couple more will be fine. And suddenly that's a really big number. It's already 2.2 higher than the one we're going to lose, and that's the best one we've ever had. So realistically, 16 points will jump us up to 27th, 28th. If we can get that up to 18 or 19 points, we could be looking very good. It will be interesting to see. What else did I want to talk about? There was other stuff. Any ideas, guys? Feel free to put it in the comments. Remind me what I forgot to say. We've got Toby Wilson. We finally secured Toby Wilson as a signing. Because he's homegrown is mostly the reason why I want him. But he is a solid centre midfielder. We've been trying to get him for ages. We at one point offered nearly 300 grand for him to turn down the contract. Now I'm buying him for 20, which is nice. We're also bringing in Luke Baxter from Watford for a lot. It's a compensation deal of 425 grand, which is a lot. But at the same time, I've got nothing else to do with the money. The board still won't let me even have more coaches. I don't know why. We're not even paying half the coaches we've got. But we're not allowed coaches, despite having £5.5 million in the bank. And 10 grand a spare wage budget. And 2 million quid a transfer budget. Not allowed a couple more coaches. Never mind. As for the dev centre, we've got this young lad, Dean Phillips, who might well come through at some point. I thought that said Sean Deitch for a second. He's not going to make it, is he? Chad Smith, what a name. Could become a goalkeeper if he can work on that determination. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. The youth candidate is an average intake, but apparently there's a good winger. That's it. There's a good winger. I look forward to seeing him. This is the side we're going to go out with today against TNS. We've got Hammond in... let's put Marino in goal. Marino in goal with Panagi, Trevor, Green and Korosevsky along the back four. Howe and Holmes in the middle. Stevens and Eaton on the wings. Caetano and Aspru up top. It's not the very strongest side, but it's a strong side. We should be beating TNS comfortably. And we do need to rest a few for Europa. In fact, I'm going to make one more change. And I'm going to put Pinnington at right back, who is nowhere near as good as Korosevsky. But I really want Korosevsky to be fit for the Europa game. How long is it for the Europa game? Oh, good. It's like 3 days. I need to rest more players, don't I? But there's not actually that many players we can bring in to rest. We could put Vincent in at holding mid. Let's do that. Yeah, that's still a strong side. We're going to do that. What I just said with the changes that I just said, yes. I realise that I might now have taken it too easy against a very good European side. An okay European side. But actually, they've got a point this season. So we should be beating them. Regardless of who we put out, really, we should be beating them. And Europa, that's huge. We need to win that. We need to prove a point when it comes to Europa. It's as simple as that. Steven stands over a deep free kick, fires it in, well headed by Caetano, just over the top. He continues to be really good at winning headers, but really bad at directing them. So he puts a lot of things out for goal kicks. Panagi to Eaton. Howe to Caetano. In front of Ice Peru, a lovely ball. He doesn't quite have the pace to take on his man, but Pennington finds Stevens. Cross it indeed. Caetano does it again. Biscuit's in for a head, that boy. Like I say, he's 6'8", and his head is just made out of corners. He's like a 90s Lara Croft. It's just corners. It's nothing else. Dundee United are 1-up on Olympiacos. As it stands, we'll stay top because we've got a better record than Dundee United. But that's the only thing keeping us top. Eaton's cross comes in deep. Green with the header this time. Clips over the top of the crossbar. There's got to be a goal in here, isn't there? It's just a matter of finding it. Pennington throws into Ice Peru. Stevens lunges at his man, but Pennington picks it up. Crosses to Eaton. Brings it under control. Panagi's bombing forward. Gives it back to Eaton, who's free and clear. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Lovely finish from Chris Eaton, and that is 1-0. And you'd like to think that's the game. I would love the ability to take off a couple more players at half-time and just rest them for the Europa game. But honestly, I don't know who I've got to bring on. Because everyone's played a lot of football over the last couple of weeks. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing with that. But it don't matter. Never mind. And that, as it stands, keeps us top. Tienes had a shot. I don't want to make big changes while it's still 1-0, so I'd love another goal before half time. Eaton's cross is deep. Caetano hits the post with that header, and eventually it's hacked away for a throw-in. Panagi's throw. To Howe. That's a foul throw, surely. Panagi to Eaton. Back to Panagi. Howe is blocked away, but Panagi will go get it. Trevor's in the middle in space, so's Vincent. Here's Howe, and Caetano uses his foot instead of his head. The same result. It goes out of play, and not for a goal. Dundee United are 2-up, but they can keep doing that all they like. It won't matter. Dudley to take the goal kick. Well won by Green, bombing out of defence. Ice Peru launches it hopefully down the wing. Nobody home. Dudley is flicked on by the defender to Rue. Corrigan is through. Absolutely free and clear, and that's their first shot on target. That was a bit easy, really, wasn't it? That wasn't what we want to see at all. Ryu finds Williams, who just sort of turns and lumps, and Green is way off the pace. Pennington does his best to get back, but it's not really his job. And Mr. Green Hairband in goal doesn't keep it out. And we're going at half time at 1 each, and I don't feel like we can make changes. And that's really annoying. Corrigan's to take a corner. It's headed away by Newell. No, it's not. Newell's their player. Probably Green then. Ice Peru brings it away. Launches one long. Doesn't matter. But the half is over. We've been all over them. Pump fists. We're better than them. Defenders. Faith. Midfielders. Faith. Attackers. Faith. Faith. We're 2 Fs. Faith. Realistically, the only player we can bring on that's not already knackered is actually Okiowu. And I'd bring on Rickard on the grounds, but I don't like him as much as the players that are out there. I don't think I'm going to do that now. Mostly because it's going to be a fight to get Green and Trevor into the side anyway, because of the homegrown player rule. I'm going to leave it as it is. Yes, I am. I have, in fact. They've had 2 shots on target now. We're going to demand more. Why not? Again, this point is enough, as long as we don't do anything stupid. This point will be enough to get us through. Trevor is a booking away from suspension. Never mind. Olympiacos have got a goal back. Alright, 70th minute. Liam Green is shattered. We'll get rid of him. Okiowu can come on there. Charlie Howe is tired. We'll bring on Gary Holmes in there. And let's go for the third one as well. Craig Rickard for Ice Perua. Not an attacking substitution in the slightest, but I want Iceberg fit. Simple as that. I'm genuinely more interested in that than I am in winning this group. Pennington's throw into Rickard. Back to Pennington. Vincent to Rickard, who might have been off. He wasn't. Vincent again. Panagi's in space. Just smack one, and he does absolutely smack one. And we're back in the lead. Panagi, with one of those left-back goals, it just comes up every now and then. Finds himself in a bit of space, swings a boot at it, and nearly kills the goalkeeper. No one. I mean, he's not trying to save that, is he? He's flinching out of the way. I'm going to tell him to shoot on sight if I press the right button. Because I don't think we've actually seen that goalkeeper make a save. I mean, we've had 15 shots on target, so the goalkeeper must have made a save. We've never seen any of them. 4 minutes of added on time. Mitch Clark having a poor game at right back. It was Ozzy Villan who had Mitch Clark, not me. That's why I remembered the name. Outstretched arms. Very nice victory. It wasn't a very nice victory, but let's keep morale up, folks. Let's keep it cheerful, keep it happy. We've won our group with 15 points. We've only lost a game against Dundee United. We're getting 427 grand for winning that one. We're into the second knockout round, so we don't get to find out who we're playing because the first knockout round has to happen first. That's usually how it goes. Panagi involved in both goals. What a game he's had. Let's go. Let's go, Europa. So, the battle to keep everyone fit has been lost. I have decided to make a gamble for this game. You're going to tell me it's the wrong one. But the rules say that if I can't meet the squad selection criteria, I have to leave spaces in the squad, not in the first team. So I'm going with 5 subs. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But this allows me to pick the squad I want to pick, which is Hammond, Panagi, Green, Trevor, Korosevsky, Woods and Holmes, Rickard and Eaton, Williams and Iceperua. Honestly, I'd rather have Stevens on the right wing, but he's taking a knock anyway. But this means I can have Woods in the middle and Iceperua and Williams up top. And the entire back 5 that I want. I don't want to have to put a homegrown in the back 5, which I'd have to do otherwise. So, yeah, I'm going out with a 5-man bench instead of a 7-man bench. Because the rules let me do that. I don't know if that's the right decision. That's the biggest problem. Caetano will come on at some point, but his fitness is not good enough. I mean, Panagi's fitness isn't really good enough either, but we've got Pennington on the bench who can step in if we need him to. In fact, I'll put Smith on the bench instead of Pennington because he's slightly better at left back. Just in case we need him later, which we probably will. As a point of order, tidying up, we received 500 grand for winning that match, another 120 grand. No, sorry, 500 grand for finishing top, and another 120 grand of just free money. So we picked up over £1 million for beating TNS. Europa beat Dynamo Kiev 1-0, and it still wasn't enough to qualify them out of that group. So they will be, I believe, in the first knockout round of the Europa Conference League, which will be drawn on Tuesday. Okay. If the minimum number of players in the match squad cannot be met, spaces must be left on the substitutes bench. I have left spaces on the substitutes bench. There's a tick there. You have 2 spaces available in the squad selection. Go. You must have 5 players trained by club in Gibraltar and are playing 11. But this says I'm allowed to do what I'm doing. That's what the green tick means, surely. I don't want to put 2 more homegrown players in this squad. Fine. Panagi out, and I believe Pennington is homegrown, is he? No, he's English. Do I have... Richie Blake is English. Nope. Nixon? Nixon's the one I'm thinking of. I mean, he's not a left back, not by any stretch, but he's going to have to do it. Because Panagi's not really fit anyway. And then Caetano will have to start, despite being shattered. What's the point in having this line here if it can't actually be done? Right, okay, cool. I'm not bitter, you are. Bench. Since we're allowed them now. Vincent and Stevens? Yeah, go on. You never know if he can come in at the last minute. Not that we'll be allowed to sub him on, obviously, because... Yeah. Well, that'll have to do then, won't it? Hammond, Nixon, Green, Trevor and Korosevsky, Woods and Holmes, Rickard and Caetano, Williams and Iceperua. I am far from pleased about that turn of events, but never mind. It'll be fine. Who have they got anyway? They've just got this Kyle Ross and James Few. Hey, Kuna didn't start. That's a result. Matthew Perez, who I've been trying to sign, but he won't come across. And that's starting to annoy me now, is that there's still players who are like, no, you're nowhere near as good as Europa, so I'm not coming across. It's like, we are matching you step to step in this league. How are we not as good as you? But there it is. I mean, Matthew Perez would start every week for me, I reckon. This is him. He's played for the Gibraltar side already. If I could turn him into a player, holy smokes, he'd be some player. Anyway, Bender with a goal kick, lifts it forward. It's flicked on, and Trevor will go get it. Time and space for Trev. Out to Korosevsky. Trevor again. Woods is in the middle. Found him in the end. Goes down the wing. Caetano. Nixon's on the underlap. Oh, Caetano loses out to Misbah. James Few spins it out to Ross. Korosevsky's marking him. It's a bad ball, and Iceperua will step in and win it back. He keeps possession well. Korosevsky. Forward towards Williams. He's not going to get there. This is not a good game of football, is it, folks? Trevor will start us up yet again. Out wide to Nixon. I say wide. Wide-ish to Nixon. Woods. To Iceperua. Lifted over to Rickard, who nods it back to Korosevsky and gets it back to his feet. Korosevsky goes early to Iceperua with the hit, and he's onside. That's his 20th of the season, and that's not a terrible goal, is it, folks? Timing, meeting the ball that's coming from behind you to volley it from the edge of the area and give it that much power, honestly, slightly scary. Yeah, that's quite good. That's quite a good goal, that. That one counts. We'll let that one count. We are looking at the offside. I mean, he's not. Ooh, he's just not. What a hit, son. What a hit. Oh, we're up the other end. Ward to take the corner. It's low. Green heads it away. Caetano will get there first. Back to Nixon. Caetano again. Big hoof. Don't know who's up there. Oh, Iceperua's up there. Brings it under control. Two-touch finish, and Iceperua puts his 2-0 up in 13 minutes. And what's interesting is, in the press conference, because I do go to some of them, in the press conference it said, your possession-based football is coming up against Europa's counter-attacking football. How do you think that's going to go? It's like, well, both our goals have just come from counter-attacks, so we're fine. Bender looking the wrong way. Iceperua with another lovely finish into almost exactly the same place. God, I love that man. I'm glad he doesn't exist, or I'd be stalking him. 21 minutes. 2-0 up, despite having less of the game, according to all the stats. We have more of the possession, I suppose. Just. As it stands, we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. It stands. Right, as it stands, I know. Caetano's looking half dead. We're going to have to get rid of him, and I have no idea how we're going to fix that. Ross to Ward. Intercepted well by Holmes. Ward gets it back. Has a go, and it's just over the top. Now, is that Dan Ward? Is that the guy we had on loan a couple of times? I assume it must be. Green. To Woods. Didn't really want that ball, I don't think, but never mind. Nixon. Holmes. Vaguely in the direction of Williams, but it's a hospital pass. Perez to Ross. Green intercepts it well. Caetano. Back to Woods. To Holmes and Williams. Oh, he's missed him again. Ward in front of Ross. He's not going to get... Oh, he is if Korosevsky does that. Holy smokes. Misbah. Don't foul him. Did you not hear the word don't? Tomlinson to take it. Trey Hammond goes absolutely, committedly the wrong way. And we're back up to 2-1. Is it a pen, though? Really? I mean, it's stupidity. We deserve to concede a goal from the number of mistakes we made in the build-up to it. We misplaced 4 or 5 passes, and then Korosevsky trying to turn the man right behind him. Never mind, it's 3-1. All the long stretching highlights we've had in this game, and that's the third goal. But yeah, well, I'm not done with Korosevsky yet. I know he's just got an assist. I know. But we're still bollocking him for the first one, alright? Because he does. Like, he wins the possession. It's a terrible run. He wins possession. All he has to do is tap it back to the keeper, and he tries to turn out past him. Never mind, he can take a free kick, swing it in onto Green's head, and suddenly it's 3-1. It's alright. I'll praise him for it as well. Outstretched arms. What a first half. Let's go with that. Right. Tactics. Tic-tacs. Caetano is genuinely about to die. Can I replace him with anyone homegrown at all? No. No, I could only replace him with Vincent. I can't see that working somehow. Chris Eaton's definitely not, is he? I always look. I always feel like he should be, and he's not, I don't think. Double check. Nah, McDonald's and Stourbridge. No. Is Charlie Howe homegrown? Is there a bit of magic we can do? Sheffield Wednesday. I think he's homegrown. Eligibility. Nation trained in Gibraltar. Right, so we can bring on Charlie Howe. But Howe is the right word. Then what happens? We have no other wingers on the pitch. Korosevsky could go up to right wing and Rickard could go across, but then we'd have to bring on a right back. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. This is stupidity. Okay? Okay. Caetano for Korosevsky. Korosevsky onto the right wing. Rickard onto the left wing. Then Caetano into the middle. Trevor can play right back. Kind of. I mean, he's reasonably quick. He can play right back. And then Ryan Vincent can come on at centre half. I can't believe I just did that. But that's all we've got. And at some point, Okio is going to have to come on for Green because he's not going to last for 90. But that's a problem for another day. I can't believe I just did that. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay. But is it better than playing with 10 men? Because that's basically what we were looking at. Liam Green looks like he's given about everything. I'm not bringing Okio on yet, mate. 60th minute. Few is looking like, and he's gone, in fact. Which means they've now got... I think they've now got Kuna on the pitch, and he is terrifying. Rickard. Kuna's come tracking back. Rickard keeps going. Nixon. Back in front of Rickard. It's a good cross. And Williams has been fouled, and it's a penalty. And it will be Ice Brewer to take it for his hat-trick. Got to be a hat-trick. And it is straight down the middle. Get Bender out of the way, and we are 4-1 up away at Europa. Ice Brewer with a hat-trick. Now I can bring on Okiowu. I'm slightly confident now. And in a few minutes, I'll take off Ice Brewer for his round of applause, which he absolutely deserves. Pritchard, down the wing. Misbah. Nixon's on a booking. This isn't going to end well, is it? It's blocked away well by Nixon. Fair play. Still only the 65th minute, folks. A 3-goal lead means nothing against a team like this. Amar Snaith has just come on. Right, 15 to play. This is the time. Charlie Howe, come on for Ice Brewer. Big round of applause and probably massive. But to be fair, a game like he's had, he'd probably get a round of applause off the home fans as well. But, you know. I know, I'm sentimental old fart. Bender lifts a big ball forward. Woods has got time and space. I don't really know why he's the one dealing with it, but fine. Holmes to Williams. Ballooned out towards Korosevsky, but for some reason Howe's the one chasing it. Korosevsky's gone inside, crosses back to Woods with a header, and it's just wide. We're in danger of embarrassing Europa here. I mean, I'd say we probably already have embarrassed Europa. But yeah, this is a result, folks. And Europa 1, Glasses United 4. And you have to say, it's absolutely deserved. Look at the match stats. We've been pretty much even. But they've scored 1 goal from a penalty. Outstretched arms. I'm so proud of you all. That was an incredible win. And it was. And we're top of the league. 3 points clear of Europa. 5 points ahead of Lincoln. And if we're even counting that anymore, 9 points inside the qualification spaces. Ramuni apologizes to supporters. That's the spirit. Ice Perua. Yeah. He's Spanish. He's gonna turn Gibraltarian in how long now? Nope, that's the wrong one. 576 days. He's Basque. Fair enough. He cannot turn Gibraltarian quickly enough. What a player. He also can't turn homegrown quickly enough, just saying. And he has to get a fair bit longer than that, doesn't he? Yeah. He's got 924 days left before he becomes Gibraltarian homegrown. That's quite a long time. I wouldn't be surprised, I have to say, if we lose him before then. But I really don't want to lose him before he becomes Gibraltarian. I think that'll about do for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this one, please do like, sub up if you are new, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.